Welcome back to the channel, guys. This morning we're going to go along on a trip to go try to find something to kind of make our future plan work, so follow along and stay tuned. Part of our plan required a little bit of measuring on this thing. Some of y'all may already have an idea what we're going to do with it, but stay tuned and we'll see if we can figure out something that actually works. Yesterday morning, pretty much about all these bottoms were halfway full of water. We had our first flood of 2023, but it went down pretty quick. You can kind of see some of the water coming off the mountain. Water was across the road right there. That's just part of living next to a pretty good sized creek. You're just going to have things like that happen. Well, you don't normally get a lot of floods a year, probably one or two, if that, mainly just one. But it was all across the road right through here, probably maybe a foot deepest at the deepest point. You can kind of see where trash and stuff washed up on the fence post there. Well, for those of y'all that didn't figure it out already, we're going to try to skid steer plate convert the 4000, and we found this at a local tractor place, so we're going to go ahead and measure it up, and we'll see how close this plate is to actually fitting on the existing mounting points of the Ford. Well, we end up getting measurements, and it's really, our loader's too narrow for this, and you can't really narrow it up right here because then it'd be getting into your pin lockers. So there is plates that you can order off the internet, but we'll just have to end up building our mounting brackets and things like that to put on it. Now you may be wondering why the sudden interest to skid steer convert the Ford 4000. I ended up buying something yesterday that I think will help us out a lot in the long run. I'll kind of wait to the later part of this video to show you though. So if anyone is interested in bush hog equipment, or load trail trailers, this place is called Green's Trailer and Equipment in Sneedville, Tennessee. Probably a main staple for a lot of you guys that are local on my YouTube channel, but some of you all that maybe is a little far off, you may not know about this place. This place has kind of shrunk a little. I think they're kind of trying to focus on just a few items rather than a lot. Got one new bush hog disc mower, got a couple drum mowers. I'm gonna let Dad hold the camera and take you a trip through the big town of Sneedville. I guess a lot of us take small towns for granted whenever we've been around them, but it's a little different across different parts of the world as to how big or small a town is, and this town is pretty small. You've got $2 stores right beside each other, Mexican restaurant, Pizza Plus, used to be a electric place right here that you could buy like washers and dryers and stuff like that. Used to be a gas station here on the corner and across the road in the Rite Aid parking lot. Post office. Rite Aid closed down, or Walgreens closed down and left. Courthouse. Town motel. Hardware store. Marty's. 4-H office. There on the corner, and the road department over here. And that's pretty much all town is, guys. it's backed up. The river's probably still another 3/4 of a mile down the road, and that's how much it's backed up into this hole. Show you the river here in just a second once we get turned down the river straightaway here. Every time I see a forklift, I always think of that little guy on Cars, the speed pit man. I can't think of what his name is, but I don't think he speaks English. So right there is Clinch River. So right there at those trees is normally where the river is. It's probably up on those trees 15, 16 feet. You said you've seen it about at the road, ain't you, Dad?
Yep.
Like I said, all the water runoff just runs out of all these hollers and hills and creeks and ends up in the river, and it just really has nowhere to go. This river ends up running into Norris Lake. But when the lake gets so much water in it too, it's still hard for it to go anywhere. The worst part about flooding, no matter if it's here or no matter if it's at the house, is you always find a bunch of trash in the field when the water goes down. I was laughing with Dad yesterday about having to pick up 100 beer cans out of the field probably. Looks like this car is underwater. Or it looks like it's sitting in water. Can't tell. Oh yeah, it is, man. That's my cousin's wife's family's cabin. If you've got a house or anything on the river down through here, you always put it on stilts. I guess it's the same concept as like beach houses and stuff. Crazy. Like I said, the river is normally where those trees are over there, and it's out that much. Man, you can back kayak anywhere you wanted to today. All right, well, I guess I could show you what the skid steer plate's for. This is a Maxolator Accumograpple. It's a 10 bell skid steer hookup. It's got bars that you can put on the side and either use it as an accumulator so you can accumulate it in the field, or you can take the bars off and use it as a grapple to unload. Ended up finding this over in Sevier County, which apparently the story is that this guy and his grandson had bought 2 of these, and they just didn't really have time to run 2 of them, so they sold one of them. And definitely got this one a lot cheaper than what they are brand new. So stay tuned for some fab work. We're going to end up having to do some to get everything to work on that tractor, but hopefully we get everything situated before spring. We're going to have some other fab videos. Hopefully maybe building a little archery bow rack for the school. Just kind of piddling videos while we wait for spring to roll around. Also going to be having some mechanic videos. We're going to tear into the little Ford here in a little bit and see what the brake issue was that we figured out this fall. Haven't really used it any this winter. So stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It's kind of all over the place, but it's just kind of a day in the life. Hope y'all have a blessed weekend. Thank y'all.